PCT, the banks, the planning office, architects, and so on. So it was like running on 3 tracks at the same time. Sometimes one track runs faster, and you feel you're overstretched, literally. But the bank eventually had to withdraw because they perceived the PCT not to be too keen. So after some negotiations, the PCT produced really solid support. And then another bank came on board, and to think this is actually in the middle of one of the worst recessions in our recent history, that's quite an achievement, I think. Everybody came back on board. We were given a deadline starting from September to refurbish this building by the end of March. So September 2009, end of March 2010, that's 6 months. You've got about 1,000 square meters in this building, so there's a lot of work to accomplish in 6 months. So I have to say I'm relieved and pleased that it's over. I think we all learn from experience, don't we? And if you were to ask me what have you learned, I would say I've learned that when you're on a way, when you're on a journey, there will be 100 people who will stand in your way. There'll be maybe one person who will help you on the way. But the thing is this, that one person will do more good than all the bad that the 100 people did. I think the lesson is, good is always more powerful than bad. Righteousness is more powerful than evil, as the pastor would say. And I think there's good in all of us, we just have to maximize it. And when good things are about to happen, it's worth everybody who can support to support it, because what we have here is a modern training practice which will benefit all our patients. Because it's a training practice, it will benefit the entire PCT. By PCT I don't mean individuals such as managers or board members, also patients within the PCT. We have a problem in our region. Our region includes Essex, Norfolk, and Luton, so that's a huge patch of England. We have a problem of under-doctoring. We don't have enough doctors, and a lot of our colleagues have worked here for 30, 40 years, ready to retire. Some of our colleagues here have worked longer because there's nobody to replace them. Well, the way to replace retiring doctors is to train doctors locally. But you can't train doctors if you don't have enough consulting rooms and libraries and the space to train them. So the solution to the under-doctoring is to create more training practices. And I hope this is what we've done here. This is another training practice. There's one in Tilbury which we finished approximately a year ago. And it means that we know that approximately 10% of doctors who train will end up practicing locally. So hopefully we have made a contributions. Now, one of the things I hate about some people is lack of gratitude, so I don't want to be guilty of the very thing I hate. Here we go. I want to thank a few people, and I hope you will applaud them as I name them. Okay, the PCT, as mentioned earlier, I want to be more detailed. The PCT have given me what is called a third-party grant, which is a loan to be repaid interest-free over 10 years. Without which this project would not have been possible. Mrs. Kari. I kept Dr. Kari until the end because Dr. Kari has put faith in me. He basically gave me his list. Without this merger between the two lists, this would not have happened. So the bank is important, the PCT is important, all these people I mentioned are important. The most important link in all this is Dr. Kari. And this is
I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it now because I happen to have the pleasure, or the honour, of being the Essex representative of the St John Eye Hospital in Jerusalem.
all right. Yes.
So there's a connection there which I hadn't realised, and I'm very proud of my job, and I'm pleased to say I have raised £250,000 since I've been doing it.
Thank you very much.
Let what be done. I don't wish to boast because I'm helped by charity shops. I do nothing except take their money. It's absolutely wonderful. But when I had a phone call, I think it must have been Karen, wasn't it? was it Karen, who rang me and said, or at least I wasn't even in, and she said, would you say a few words as a patient? I thought, by golly, am I important? I felt that for 1 minute, and then I realised I'm probably the patient who comes here more regularly than anybody else. But it's a great honour to be asked to speak. I can't see Karen actually. Are you there? I see. But I must say that also this has a great association for me. And when I see this floor, I almost want to dance on it, but I can't at the moment. I've had my knee replaced recently. But I first put my arms around my wife's Thelma here above this place in the Oddfellows Hall. Now, to be honest, it was our first dance, all evening dress, 60 years ago, 1950. I'm not quite sure whether she feels the same way as I do, but it was a very nice occasion. But the other thing is that here, the other surgery, I too can't remember how long I've been a patient.
Moment with my younger brother. I'm older than him. We have always been close together. Everybody thought we are twins. Dr. Emil has always been ambitious and hard working. And what we are celebrating today is a result of these qualities. My brother has always valued education and learning. And this training medical center is a fulfillment of an old dream of his. So I'm so proud of him.
Thank you.
I didn't expect to stand here and say anything, but how I got to know Emil was actually through Amal and her sister, who were both midwives in a hospital in Nazareth where I was working. And so that was how I got introduced to the family. And being a Christian family,
I must congratulate Dr. Shehadeh, Emil, for the great amount of work he did here for this venture to become such a marvelous success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Dr. Kari, after you, sir. Where's Mrs. Kari? Himanta. So, shall we take a...
Shall I come in?
Yeah, we've got to. We've got no choice.
That's it. Can I actually step back, please? Sorry, thanks. Okay, can everyone look in this way, please?